The Spark of Dissent. The Russian Revolution of 1905. The Russian Revolution of 1905, often referred to as the First Russian Revolution, was a series of mass protests, strikes, and uprisings that took place in the Russian Empire during the early 20th century. This revolutionary wave, though ultimately suppressed, had profound implications for Russia's political landscape and set the stage for the more consequential events of the 1917 Russian Revolution. Here's an extended story on the Russian Revolution of 1905. At the turn of the 20th century, the Russian Empire was grappling with widespread discontent and demands for political reform. The autocratic rule of Tsar Nicholas II and the oppressive social and economic conditions fueled a growing revolutionary sentiment among various segments of the population. Factors such as industrialization, urbanization, and exposure to revolutionary ideas from Europe contributed to the volatile atmosphere. The Russo-Japanese War of 1905 was a significant catalyst for the revolution. Russia's defeat in the war exposed the weaknesses of the imperial government and fueled public anger. The loss highlighted issues such as inadequate military leadership, corruption, and the lack of political representation. The spark that ignited the revolution came on Bloody Sunday, when peaceful demonstrators, led by Father Georgy Gapon, marched to the Winter Palace in St. Petersburg to present a petition to the Tsar, seeking redress for their grievances. The Tsarist regime responded with violence, and the Imperial Guard opened fire on the crowd, resulting in hundreds of casualties. This tragic event galvanized widespread opposition to the autocracy. In the aftermath of Bloody Sunday, protests, strikes, and uprisings erupted across the empire. Workers, peasants, and intellectuals joined forces to demand political reforms, constitutional government, and improved working conditions. Soviet councils representing workers and soldiers emerged as organizing bodies in major cities. Under intense pressure, Tsar Nicholas II issued the October Manifesto in 1905, promising constitutional reforms, civil liberties, and the establishment of a legislative body, the State Duma. While the manifesto helped quell immediate unrest, it did not fully satisfy the revolutionary demands. Despite the concessions, the Tsarist regime resorted to brutal repression to crush the revolutionary movement. The government suppressed uprisings and targeted revolutionary leaders. By 1907, the revolutionary wave had largely subsided, and the Tsar reasserted his autocratic rule. While the 1905 revolution did not lead to the overthrow of the Tsarist regime, it had lasting consequences. The establishment of the State Duma marked the beginning of a limited constitutional monarchy, and political consciousness among the Russian populace continued to grow. The events of 1905 planted the seeds for the more radical and successful Russian Revolution of 1917. The experiences of 1905 provided lessons for both the revolutionary leaders and the Tsarist government. the shortcomings of the concessions and the harsh repression-fueled long-term discontent, setting the stage for the more profound and transformative events of the February and October revolutions in 1917, which led to the establishment of the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic. In conclusion, the Russian Revolution of 1905 was a crucial moment in Russian history, foreshadowing the deeper upheavals that would follow. It revealed the fragility of the autocratic regime, ignited revolutionary fervor, and set in motion forces that would ultimately reshape Russia's political landscape.